Hey lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Alright lovelies, let's dive in into today's video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and of course I find it super educating and interactive one at that, and I decided to bring it up here because this is actually making a lot of people on TikTok ask question of what is actually wrong with pan-colored people. I'm just going to roll a clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together where this pan-colored woman was all out to talk about how she done brought her kids. Alright lovelies, please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that I do not support any form of bullying, harassment or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
My children probably bathe maybe once a week.
Take a deep breath, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth.
So Michael's a fourth Japanese. He thinks they have to bathe every day.
I'm 100% black, and I also think they should bathe every day.
I did delayed bathing with both my kids.
After they were born. That's because why would you need to? Why are they dirty?
Why are children dirty? Have you met a children?
Talk to us about how you only bathe your kids once a week. I want to know more about that.
Well, first off, I just let my kids do what they want to do. I have 4 children. I'm not going to fight with my kids over little stupid things like bathe.
So you just let them children do whatever they want to do. And you wonder why they...
What's the age gap again?
Almost 10, 7, 5, and 2.
Woo, you're in it.
Yeah.
So you don't make them bathe every day. You'll just do when they want to once a week.
If it's once a week, you know, like now they swim. We have a pool and they swim in the summer. So I guess we call that bathing.
No, you call that swimming. When you go swimming, you just got wet. You are not clean. You would be musty in and musty out. If they ain't got no soap and washcloth under them underarms and in the nether regions, they go be stanking 10 years. You know what? See, and that's why there's some stereotypes.
So it's probably even less than that, you know, but no, we tell it like our kids have autonomy over their bodies.
White people who are watching, I'm talking to y'all. Black people, y'all are exempt from this next thing. Don't y'all be embarrassed? Do y'all not be embarrassed when you hear stuff like this? Because in the black community, as a communal thing, hygiene and smell is really important to us and not all that there. But you don't want to be the parents of the musty kid. You definitely don't want to be the musty person. But after a certain age, you be like, Kevin, them kids be musty. You don't even want to be that parent. Do y'all not have those conversations over the green bean casserole? Because in our community, mustiness is a big problem, and you'll be musty forever. Does that not happen for y'all's?
Why do so many white people get on podcasts, get on TikTok, and talk about how their children don't bathe or how they don't bathe? I feel like there's something to discuss here about whiteness and how it is viewed as clean and pure and better and primary and default. And really the history goes to show that white people have always been disgusting. Indigenous people, African people, they were bathing, and many of them noted that the first sign of Europeans was their stench, that they were just putrid. And I do think a lot of the reason why people of color in America are so clean, smell so good, have to have their hair done, have to have their makeup done, is because of upward mobility, because the standard for them is so much higher than it is for white people. Like, white women can just walk into Target with a messy bun and sweatpants, and it's like, oh, look at her, like, she could be a multi-millionaire, her husband could be an entrepreneur, yet a black woman is not afforded that same luxury. So I really feel like white women are just rubbing that level of privilege in when they go on podcasts or come on TikTok and talk about how their kids don't bathe. Like, that is disgusting. I'm sorry. I grew up taking a bath every single night. My parents brushed my hair every single night, brushed my hair every single morning. It wasn't that big of a deal. When I got older, I was given deodorant and face wash, and that, I have actually been showering twice a day, often, especially in the summer, morning and night showers, especially if I'm pregnant. Sometimes I would shower 3 times a day. Wash yourself. My sons do not go to bed unless they're clean. I don't want their dirty bodies in their bed, and then every time they get into bed, it's dirty from the day. That's just my own opinion, but I do think that the larger discussion here about whiteness and why white people love to bring it up, love to talk about it. It's like they know somewhere that they are given the power to not have to bathe their kids and still be given so many privileges.
So I also don't know a lot of people in my real life who talk about not bathing their kids.
when people talk about not bathing themselves, it's usually when they're talking about motherhood and how they're so busy or they just had a baby. And I really thought, wow, when I have kids, like, I'm not gonna shower. And that is absolutely not what happened. I still showered every single day, like in the morning and at night, because at night, like when you're nursing and you get sweaty, you get milk on you, like I was still bathing twice a day. I have also heard of people saying that when they grew up, they had bath day, so like they would only take a bath on Sunday. And I've also heard people say like, oh, my boys are just like, they're always dirty, like why give them a bath if they're just gonna be dirty again? I would say I've probably heard like 10 to 15 comments like that in my real life. But like in my friend group, it's not like this like acknowledged thing, like, yeah, we don't all bathe, yeah, right? But it's just something that like people flippantly say that I'm like, oh my god, like, what, are you serious? But yeah, it's definitely more prevalent on social media and podcasts.
So I've talked about this on here before and gotten a huge reaction, and I did it again last night on my stories and got another huge reaction. How often are you guys bathing your kids? And the majority of you are doing it every night. Wow, good for you. I don't think that's necessary. How often do I bathe my kids? Once a week. And this is situational. If my son is 7 and he's been playing sports and been outside all day, yeah, he'll get a bath. But in the winter, we're at like once a week because they're not going outside. They don't get sweaty. They're just not dirty. If we're bathing more than once a week in the winter, it's for entertainment purposes, not because of personal hygiene. And at night, I wash their hands. We wipe off their faces and the bottom of their feet and call it good. Adults need to bathe every day because we're gross and we're sweaty and we start to smell. Little kids, they don't need to be bathed that much. And while this isn't a hill I'm willing to die on, I just want to say that if you're a mom who thinks that society is pressuring you and that you're not a good mom unless you bathe your kids every day, stop. You don't need to bathe your kids every day. Do it less. Do it as often as I do. I think once a week is great. I said what I said. They're not gross kids. They're not smelly. They're healthy and clean. And I don't know why this is so controversial, but it seems to be. Thanks.
First of all, how is this okay to say in the comments? Like, second of all, people are literally insane in these comments right now. This video was a joke about me saying, okay, you don't wash your hair every day, but do you wash your body every day? I don't. Most people in the comments don't either. But I'll tell you what, the people that do wash their bodies every day are making sure that everyone on TikTok knows. They're making the people who don't feel so stupid and grimy and gross. Like, that's relatable. Okay, you guys are telling me that you've never had one day where you've been tired or hungover or just lazy or sick even, and you skip a shower that day? You've never had that ever once in your life? And judging by the looks of the people in the comments, it looks like a lot of you guys are in high school, so you're probably A, not a parent, and B, probably stinky, so I get it if you're showering. But if you're like me and you're a mom, Lord knows you barely have time to shower, okay? You wait and see. One day you'll get it. Also, just do you.
Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher don't bathe their kids regularly because they are celebs. It's funny. If you're new here, hi, my name is Melissa. I'm an adoptee and adoption educator, and these are my books. And I actually wrote this article exploring the white privilege behind celebrities saying they don't regularly bathe their kids. And most of the comments are people like agreeing because they understand, and the other like 10% are like people like, no, we don't need to bathe every day, or like, oh, why are you making this a race thing? Well, let me explain why. So basically, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher did an appearance on the Armchair Expert a few months back, and they both admitted that they don't bathe daily and that they only bathe their children if they see dirt on them. Kutcher went on to add that he watches his armpits and crotch daily and nothing else ever, and the couple continued the conversation on Kutcher's Instagram, and other celebs like Jake Gyllenhaal, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Cardi B weighed in on the bathing debate later. So hearing about these celebs and seeing videos like the joke one the other day that I stitched, I couldn't help but think about how holding BIPOC persons to different hygiene standards has been around for ages, and that is really significant when we're talking about our child welfare system, where Black and brown people are having their families split apart at disproportionate rates to their white counterparts. Marginalized people have been stereotyped as dirty and even smelly for a long time. Western countries have colonized nations, perpetuate the stereotype of needing white saviors to help civilize natives. And the divide continued when the working class had limited access to bathe depending on the availability of running water, and these prejudices have become part of our daily lives. When people of color, especially those of us who are immigrants, are faced with the pressure to assimilate to Western standards, there are a lot of challenges that go into being presentable to fit in. These stereotypes persist and are shown through things like being judged as smelly if we bring a traditional meal to school, being judged for wearing natural black hair to school or work, or even the recent backlash from an Ohio lawmaker who suggested the reason Black Americans had higher rates of COVID was because of implied lack of hygiene. So I just find it funny that there's still some of you saying, oh, why are you making it a race issue? Why are you making it a race issue? Because these are systemic issues that go back hundreds of years that are still present these days. Many BIPOC have moments growing up where our parents put pressure on us to look and smell presentable enough when going out in public for fear of what others may think. And I'll continue in part 2.
Like, seriously, lovelies, if this is actually coming from a healthcare practitioner and a woman for that matter, that means there is really a long way for pan-colored women or for pan-colored people to go. Like, I have been seeing this trend online. I've been seeing it all over, like from not using washcloth, from not washing your legs, from not, washing your hands. Like, this is just something that has become so rampant, and I think we actually need to talk about it. We actually need to call it, to know the reason why there is a lot of diseases, infections, and all of that is in a rampart. Like, I don't understand. How can you, as even a grown-up person, like, this is not the first video I've seen some pan-colored people talking about how they don't bath. So most of them, even when they want to bath, they don't wash anything. They only use their hands. Most of them even talk about how they don't wash their feet, they don't wash their clothes. Like, they just allow the water to run, and that is it. They don't exfoliate, they don't wash their after I can't even say it. And now I was just going through my For You page on TikTok, trying to see what I can bring it up here for us to delegate and discuss about, and I came across this healthcare practitioner who happens to be a pan-colored, and she was all out on podcasts talking about how she don't bath her kids. Like, seriously, how can you just shower your kid? Like, have you seen, like, seriously, lovelies, are they trying to tell me that when a child is birthed, like when a mother gives birth to a child and they clean the baby up and all of that, and they don't continue, like, they don't bathe this child? Like, do you, like, what about the hair? As in, you have to properly clean this baby. You have to keep on bathing this baby until when the baby's totally clean, and you can actually continue bathing these kids. What happens to their like all the private things and all of that? How can you continue not to bath your kid? Like, she even was saying it as something that is so normal, like everybody does it. No, everybody don't do this. Like, just imagine your kids going out, mingle with other people, playing with all the sweat and all of that. Like, you just allow them to go to bed, and in the morning they have to dress up and go to school, or probably, oh my goodness, that what are you actually doing to that? What are you actually doing to your own? I don't even know that this thing is a thing. Like, I have never heard of something like this. I don't even know that there is some people like, they don't shower, they don't bath. Like, so all because you think that maybe your body is maybe pan-colored or white and all of that, that means you're automatically clean. Like, I don't get it. Is it like even yourself? Like someone personally feels so uncomfortable when you don't even have a bath. So how do you feel? Do you feel so comfortable with your body, with yourself, knowing fully well that you have not showered, knowing fully well that you've not had a bath? And as a woman, like I'm so concerned about women. Like, how do you feel? Like, seriously, when I saw this coming from someone that I think that, okay, she is in the right position to actually tell you what hygiene means, like how it's very important for you to be so clean and well hygiene, even it's not even for yourself personally, for at least the people that you mingle with. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload. Watch up to this extent. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, share this video, leave a thought in the comment section, and I will see you lovelies when I upload.